So without control over my life, God started canceling stuff, denying stuff, shutting stuff. And I found myself homeless. I found myself living out of my car and out of the basement of the church where I was pastoring. Didn't know why until one day the Lord spoke to me and said, you can be trusted with the trouble. Let me reveal why I'm going to give you what I give you. A few weeks later, it started blossoming. I met Juanita, etc., as I told you before. But in the process of having all of this stripped away and not knowing why, I had to take the ridicule of a lot of her close friends that said, he ain't worth it. He doesn't have furniture. And all that you have in your house already, he's just freeloading. You have a house that's worth $2.5 million, and he doesn't even have more than a futon? Is there anything else? Oh, he has a couple of computers. But there was something unique about Juanita that understood that the image that walked into her house was not the image that everybody else saw from the outside. And what she began to recognize is that as she began to promote the Lord in my life and began to do the lordship that I was supposed to, she began to speak into places that the previous wife denied to speak to. I never forget, there was one time I was riding down the highway. And while I was riding down the highway, and this is a very important story. I had taken all my jewelry. I was pastoring. I took all my jewelry. I just started the church. The church was less than 6 months. I took all my jewelry back up to Wilmington, Delaware, because I had to pawn it. Because I was going to a convention that I couldn't even afford to go to. And I pawned all of my jewelry. I just had my car and I was going back because I was about to catch the flight. I had about $330 to live in a hotel and to be able to do this, and this is wild. And I never forget, this is the old relationship, and I never forget going down the highway and I just needed somebody to talk to. I couldn't call my parents because the ego in me was like, you got to survive through all of this. And I picked up the phone and I started to call the one person I hoped that understood where I was at. And I said to her, I said, will you just pray for me? Because I don't even know how I'm going to pay the church's bills next week. I was suicidal for a while. Because I didn't know that there could be another woman to love me. I was suicidal because I didn't know, would anybody ever know the pain? And what I love about my wife today is that she was willing to come in there and said, baby, I don't care how much I make or what I've done or what I accomplish. If I don't come and live with you here, I'll never be a good wife for you whenever you can give me whatever I want. And she started taking that apartment that was empty and started building it up and getting little things, going shopping and picking up nice little things for the apartment, from candles to the side for pictures on it. And started echoing and echoing, but not trying to make it her house in New York. She started making our house. And as she started making our house, I started coming home more and enjoying it and seeing her personality, the rest of it. And then one day, she looked at me and she said, baby, you know I'm claustrophobic. And this is 2 years later after we've been living in this apartment. Oh,